welcome to Little Side Note with Win and
Maya.
today our episode is gonna be about friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. uh, I don't think a lot of podcasts or a lot of people talk about like friendship as often as we talk about every other relationship.
Yeah, I do agree. It's
Yeah.
mhm.
So when we're like stuck in a toxic relationship with a friend,
Mm.
you don't really notice it
Mhm.
because nobody talks about it.
That's the thing. I feel like okay, people define friendship differently according to their culture, their background, and their age.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, what did you think? What is friendship when you were like maybe um, I don't know, like primary school? Yeah, like
Oh my god, the
grade school.
primary.
Yeah, like what is your definition of a normal friend, a close friend, and a best friend during that stage of life where you didn't have that much life experience, you're just going through with the works, just chilling.
Okay, so when I was younger, like back in primary,
Mm.
um, so weird, cause I'm always someone who's like a follower instead of like a leader, I would say.
Mm.
So I just like to follow people along, and then whoever I talk most to is like my best friend.
Mm.
And then when you're a young kid, like if you talk to this person a lot, then they're your best friend. But then in the next month, you talk to another person, and then you're like, no, that's my best friend.
Okay,
So
interesting.
yeah, it's a lot of like alternating between like friends, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. That's fair. For me, I remember my first ever definition of friendship was when I was in Chinese school, which was like pre-K era. And
Mm.
my parents were like, "Oh, did you make any new friends at school?" And I was like, "Everyone in my class is my friend because I talk to everyone." So that was my definition of a friend back then. If I talk to you, you talk to me, then we're friends. We're not strangers.
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
Mhm.
I guess I think it was much easier to talk to people when you're younger because everyone just wants to play.
Yeah. Dude, there was no such thing as acquaintances. I'm like, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
my friend. That's it."
Yeah, but at the same time, when someone like chop cho someone, it's always like a controversy.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when I first came into our school, I was like,
Yeah.
"Wait, why do we discriminate against Thna A and Thna C? I'm so confused. Why don't we lengcho them?"
Yeah, true. There's always some sort of rivalry between classes. I'm pretty sure every school is like the same as every school.
Yeah, probably, honestly.
Yeah.
Mm.
For those who don't know, me and Maya weren't actually close when we were in primary. Like we've been friends for a while,
Mm-hmm.
but we were never close like now. Like we only got close because after we graduated high school even.
Yeah, it took a while, honestly. Cause okay, we've discussed about this before. We were in different
Yeah.
groups when we were in school.
Mm.
Like I do converse with you, like
Mm.
it's just casual. It's never anything deep or anything too personal.
Yeah.
Then we just like, yeah, we chill, we vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, we were in different groups, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. The reason why we got close is because I think the definition of friendship definitely changed
Yeah.
throughout like our lives.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I kind of knew like for a while
Mm.
now, even since high school, like you don't have to be, you don't have to talk every day to be friends.
Mm.
A lot of people mistake that if you're not talking every day or if you're not hanging out all the time, you're not friends,
Mm.
which is why, like
Yeah.
It's kind of like a unstable relationship where you need that 24 7 hour checkup to really be friends.
Yeah.
You know.
I gotta admit, my definition of friends in high school was a little bit twisted. Okay, so from middle school to high school, I was like, I didn't settle into a group yet in middle school. I was still drifting, but I knew that okay, I knew I wanted good grades in like the future. I want to hang out with the right people that I won't regret. So you know how our class has a little bit of a materialistic group, some
Yeah.
very study-ish. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
ever want to be the materialistic group. So I drifted really far away from that part of the class, and I focused on the people who like kind of studied and studied really hard. And that's where I was like intentionally making sure I was becoming friends with these people. I was getting along. I can converse with them. We were connecting on a deeper level. And then when I got into high school, in the like first year, I was not very comfortable in the group I settled in, mainly because although they were like the perfect balance of study and a little bit materialistic, I realized it was a little bit more toxic than I liked. Like the focus of what I want in our conversations were people pushing me to do stuff that I'm not comfortable with, or just teasing me with stuff that I don't prefer being a discussion, or like trying to take advantage of me at some point. That's what I felt. I'm not sure what they were really doing, so that was just how I felt. So I drifted away, and yeah, I went to my new group where the definition of friendship was no longer that 24-hour reassurance that you're friends, you're close, you're constantly talking, you're constantly reaching out. My group of new friends was, we won't say we're best friends. That was the good thing.
Definitely.
There's no definition of best friend. It was always close friend, because we realized that being close friends was better. Where if you're a best friend, you're bound by these like verbal contract where you are only my friend. You cannot hang out with anyone else. Whereas close friends, you're like, basically everything a best friend is. But you're open. We are open to you having other friends, hanging out with other people. You cannot always prioritize us all the time, and that's fine. And that was like what I've settled on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know me. Like it's not like I know a lot of people. It's more like I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like people outside would say I'm pretty friendly. So that's when I was in high school that I was in a group. I felt like I was in a box because I felt like I couldn't talk to anyone else beside my group, you know? So that's the thing too with the word best friend. I feel like it's not fair. It sounds like a competition.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I don't like it, which like, oh, you're my best friend, but the other person is not. But, you know, like that kind of thing.
It's like,
it's
okay,
creating a competition.
This one person's my best friend. That's it.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's why we became close in the first place. Is because we're okay with not being each other's best friend. We check up on each other. We care about each other, but we don't restrict each other.
Now that you're talking about this brings up to like, it brings me to, so is this what an open relationship is like? Is this why people have open relationships? Okay, I'm diving down a new black hole that I will check out later.
And when I'm in a certain group, I feel like it's so difficult for me to say no. I am definitely a people pleaser. So when I really want to say no and I can't do it, it stresses me out. But I can't do anything about it because I always have this idea in my head that once I say no, people don't like me.
Yeah, that's what happened with me when I tried exiting out of my old group. Like, I do
Mm.
feel like the old group did not like talk to me as much, or like probably doesn't like my guts.
Mm-hmm.
But
Not to
yeah,
take shots at anyone,
yeah.
but I think it's just our perspective on that situation.
Mm,
Just to
probably.
clarify,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. True, true.
um, up until now, I feel like I wanted to talk and have a lot of closure with some people still,
Mm.
but I don't know how they felt during that time. If I'm like overstepping my boundaries just to ask for closure, we haven't talked to a lot of people in a while.
Yeah. This reminds
Yeah.
me back in middle school, every single
Mm.
year when it's like the final day of the class, we always had a group chat, right, of our class.
Mm.
And I would write out this whole long ass apology in case I pissed someone off because I was a people pleaser too. So I
Yeah.
was like, in case I did something wrong, I feel bad and I'm sorry about it. Please let's still be friends. I don't want
Mm.
any bad blood.
That's a good thing. I think I feel like with me, if I feel like like if I did something wrong, you would call me out and I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry,
Mm.
like genuinely see that, oh, it's a mistake. Or if I don't agree with you, I can voice out my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in order to really have closure or ask like difficult questions, you also need someone who's open minded enough to not get offended
Yeah.
by
Mm.
that.
I don't want to call out anything, but people, I won't say Cambodia anymore just because of our little
A
Discord.
Discord session,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I'll just say Phnom Penh people. This is just my speculation. Like the Phnom Penh people tend to assume the worst of every situation. Like,
Mm,
oh, if I'm saying, "Oh my goodness, she's so mean, she hurt me," the people who overheard her would agree, and they won't like
mm,
second guess it or like doubt it, which
yeah.
is bad. But yeah, I think it's
Mm.
engraved in the society here.
Yeah, because everyone is a bit judgmental. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, if I see you hang out with a certain group, I'm like, nah,
Okay.
not my type of group.
Yeah, don't worry. I was the same. You already hear this from me selectively picking a group when I was like
Yeah.
12, 13. That's crazy, okay? But it's so engraved in the society that I was already thinking about which group I want to hang out with because I don't want to have like I say, a stain on my reputation.
Mm, mm. I haven't thought about much of which group I'm in because I've always been kind of like somewhere in a group randomly. I feel like, right?
Yeah. I didn't notice it. I thought everyone did the same thing that I did, where they're selective
Mm,
about who they're gonna be with. But then, sometime last year when I was quarantining and we were talking through Zoom, we had a
mm.
conversation about this, and I realized, oh wait, a lot of people don't actually think about this shit, and I was like, oh, thinking so far ahead. Oh my gosh, what the heck?
I'm always kind of like shoved into a group depending on the circumstances. Like,
Mm,
I don't study, so I sit at the back.
mm.
So my group is at the back. Like
Yeah.
if I were to study, my group would definitely be like at the front.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't care, I
Mm.
would say. But yeah, but in the back of my head, I do feel like I'm a bit more cautious with certain type of people. Yeah.
Mm. I feel like I did look down on, like, for instance, the materialistic group. I would always assume
Mm.
that, oh, they don't care about grades, they don't care about this and that, they're not real friends. I realize my perspective is honestly really wrong because,
Mm.
like I said, we have different definitions of friendship. sometimes it doesn't
Mm.
include being there for each other 24/7, either from time difference or you just got other priorities going on in your life.
Yeah.
And that just
exactly.
makes like realistic sense. Imagine being there for someone 24/7. For instance, me here right now, I'm at like 1 a.m. and you probably 5 a.m. and you just got to sleep
Yeah.
from like coding your homework, and I'm asking you to be
Yeah.
there for me. Like, that's way too much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not even like that person doesn't want to help you. It's more like you as a human, you have like an emotional capacity, like
Yeah.
your limit of trying to help. So you can't really blame someone for not trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they don't talk to you about what's going on and whatnot,
Yeah.
but you just assume that because you're friends, you have the right to kind of keep ranting,
Mm.
I would say,
Mm.
which I like I said, like humans have their own like capacity.
Yeah.
So you can't expect everyone to um, always support you,
Mm.
you know.
The thing that I noticed is like when you're a best friend, you're supposed to tell each other others like all the secrets that you have, right?
Mm.
But
Mm.
then sometimes you're not comfortable talking about it. It doesn't mean that you're not their best friend. It just means that they're not they're not in a place that they're emotionally ready to disclose this information because they're either too scared or there's a lot of like backlash that will come back on them.
Mm-hmm.
So like honestly, for in my opinion, just if you know that they're having a bad day and they don't want to talk about it, then just let it go and say, well, if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. I'm just a text away, I'm just a call away. Like, it's that easy to be there
Yeah.
for someone.
Speaking of that,
Mm.
I know it was like in like 7th grade, so we were pretty stupid kids. Remember like when me coming out, it's not coming out, it's more like I was forced to come out in the first place because of people kept talking. I felt so isolated.
Mm.
So yeah, I do agree with you. Like, if people are not ready to talk about it,
Yeah.
you shouldn't force your friend to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, they're not ready to tell you. Then don't try to shove it in their face.
Yeah. And I do think that when you're kids, it's harder to explain that concept because, different definition of friendship. When you're older, okay. I remember, of course, everyone, like, I think I would say like 70-80% of us in our class went to Australia. The rest stayed in Cambo, like, to study and for uni. And I was the only one of that at that time who was gonna go to uni in the US. I had no doubts that I will lose contact with every single one of you, and that every single close friend that I have was just due to proximity. Like, I was forced to be close friends with you guys. And to my surprise, after my definition changed of what a friend is, and then I didn't have constant contact with you guys because, time difference, exams, everything.
Yeah.
But I had these constant rituals where, after my exam, which is in like Aussie curriculum, you guys would be like starting a new semester. I would be like, okay, you guys starting new semester, I just finished exams, we're both free. I do one catch-up session where it would go up to like, me calling one of our friends, and then it'll be like 7 to 8 hours of catching up.
Yeah.
So it's like definitions of friendship did change, but I had so much doubts that I will like, I'll run into you guys when I'm back, like officially back. But I always thought that, we won't be as close, or like, they'll totally forget about me and all that stuff. I was hella insecure.
I think it's because how we were put into our school. Like, we were literally forced to be friends. If you think about
exactly. That's why I was like, there's no way we'll still be friends after like everything, Yeah.
I've seen a quote where somewhere on the internet that says sometimes you're only friends with people because you see them 5 days in a week,
Exactly.
which is true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And because of our culture, we hardly ever go to each other's house, do any activities together. Heck, even just going on a Saturday activity together took like weeks to plan, and until everyone agreed.
No, not weeks, dude. It was years.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, and because our definition of friends changed, I
Mhm.
felt like we started podcast because of
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
We were kind of open with each other. Like we did talk about like your perspective back in high school and then my perspective back in high school.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
and there's no like hard feelings. You're like, yeah, that makes sense. You
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
And I've also, like, I didn't talk to one of our friends back in high school. Like, she was always the smart kid. We're always asking her for homework.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
And then now that I talk to her, she's, cool.
Yeah.
Very open-minded.
Mhm.
And I felt like if I still had that kind of like idea in my head that I had back in high school of how to make friends, I definitely wouldn't see this side of her, which is like missing out on a great friend.
I know, right? Even when I was in like high school, yeah, I sat like right in front of her, and every day I would see her, I would talk to her a little bit here and there, but we were never like this close discussing ideas, opinions, going really in depth.
Yeah.
It's like perspective really like changed all of us, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's because we're a lot more like open-minded as of now once we grow older. Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like I was gonna say something, but I totally forgot. Oh, I think it was around the lines where, you know how in relationships you always see this quote, you're not really in love with that person, you're in love with the idea of the person, the imagination of what could be and what used to be. But the current person that you're not with right now means that you're not in love with her or him anymore. And I think that it could also project onto friendships because, okay, we had this idea of what this smart friend is like before even talking to her. Our imaginations go wild. She's probably the quiet type, not interested in anything other than studying. But then once we like took a leap of faith and really get to know her for who she is instead of our idea and imaginations of her, we realized that, oh, this person is so interesting. Her opinions are way beyond what we thought, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it's even the fact that I got, like, when we were, like, back in high school, we always thought that she was going for that one major, right?
Yeah.
Our whole entire high school. And then I was actually surprised that she changed major, and I was like, oh, did, like, something happen or something like that? And then I realized that she really didn't like that major.
Yeah.
And it gives me a new perspective of, I should have gotten to know you, like, sooner.
Dude, okay, because the society here is always like, the go-to perfect daughter is smart and hardworking, right? And she was that definition. I think I never thought that, oh my god, she might have family troubles, like, oh, she and her mom and her dad doesn't agree with her opinions or stuff like that just because she's the perfect daughter. But then after talking to her now, I realized, oh my god, she had issues of speaking up to her parents, having these hard times of adjusting as well. Although she's gifted with being a genius, it just came natural to her.
Shout out to you.
Shout out
if
to
you're
you.
listening.
Yes. You are just gifted in understanding mathematical equations in a different way from us. I'm not gonna lie there. But but of course she had mundane, normal problems like all we do as well.
Yeah, for me, the way I perceived her was she's always listening to her parents. Like, she doesn't have her own, like, opinion on whatever she's doing. So in my head, since I was like this rebel kid,
Mm.
I felt like you shouldn't live life that way, you know.
Mm.
But then once I got to know her, I realized, yeah, she's just like the rest of us. Like, she's dealing with what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's just she never voiced it out, or even because we didn't talk to her.
Mm. And after we talked to her now, right, I realized that when I was carefully picking my friends, she actually admitted that she never focused on any of those stuff until like literally the last year of high school, which was like time cut short, people focusing on studies, getting ready for the final exam. So she was like pushed to balance both things, trying to see who she wants to get along with, who her future friends will be, and balancing how people is like less attentive towards these things. They're focusing and prioritizing studies instead. So I think it's also like she never thought about these things. She was just drifting until one day she finally noticed it. And then sometimes it's a little too late, sometimes it's just the right time. Yeah. I think.
Yeah. For those high school people that listen to us, I do want to catch up.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean,
I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave things super like awkward. We're like all adults now.
That's the thing, though. I don't know if closure is what we need sometimes, because for me, I'm like, yeah, you need to accept the fact that, okay, there's way too many people in this world. There's no way that you're a match for
Yeah,
every single person.
exactly.
You know, there's no way you get along with every single person. I have to admit, when I was in college, there was this one person. I met her, talked to her, got to know her, and everything, but my opinion of her never changed, because the minute I saw her, I don't like her guts. There's no logical reason why I don't like her guts. And
Yeah,
I was like,
sometimes you just don't like people.
yeah, and I was like, this makes no sense, because we have mutual friends. And I'm like, okay. Let me try to get to know this girl. And the end result, dude, I'm like acquaintances with her, and we like occasionally like each other's posts on LinkedIn, which is like really awkward. But that's it.
Yeah. For me, with closure, it's more like I just want to know if I actually hurt that person unintentionally, and if there's a way they can talk about it, then yeah, I would. But like I said, it needs two person that is open minded to talk about it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for learning from your mistakes and trying to avoid it later on. But at the same time, I'm like, if I'm a person who hate your guts, I will have no filter when I talk to you, and I will just end up hurting you even more, even though I don't intend to.
I'd rather take the truth than kind of letting it, you know, like be a mystery thing.
Agreed.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, high school was a wild, wild ride. It was, oh god. We're all young and stupid. Even now, we're all young and stupid. Just a little bit better.
I feel like my definition of friends are still changing to this day. Because, I moved back and forth, right? I'm here back in Cambo now, but when I was in US, there was a group of friends that I questioned if they're close enough to know all my secrets. So it was more like friends that I just hang out with instead of friends I disclose my insecurities to. And then I didn't expect them to like need me or miss me or anything, because I was the quiet one of the group when we were there. But then when I left, I suddenly got random texts from a few of them saying, oh my gosh, we were talking about how we miss you and all that stuff. I was purely surprised, because you know, when you're the quiet one of the group, you question if your presence is even necessary.
I've heard about that, but I think for me, when I first came to Australia, I kind of went under the radar for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just I needed to get my head straight,
Yeah.
honestly, with what I'm gonna do. I just don't want to be confined by my high school experience.
Mm. Oh, don't, dude. I'm not gonna lie. When I came to US, other than
Yeah.
like thinking I'm not gonna have contact with anyone, I was thinking I was such an introvert. I would never make any friends. Like I was like
Mm.
dead set on like, okay, 4 years, no friends, let's go. And then I'm so glad I'm proving myself wrong right now. So many good
I
people.
do. I mean, I do miss having like a lot of people to talk to. Like in uni, it's not the same.
Mm.
You kind of have to make an effort to make a friend.
Yeah.
No one's gonna come and talk to you randomly. Like in high school, you're literally stuck together.
Mhm. Like
So
I've
yeah.
known you since primary school, and we were just in the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
class for like a good 7, 8 years together.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
no force of getting to know you entirely from scratch, trying to memorize your face and your name, trying to know where you're actually from, what major are you, is there any possibilities I'll see you in another class, or like would you
Yeah.
be interested in like, oh, grabbing a meal together, are you into the same type of food, so many
Mm.
stuff you need to overthink about.
Yeah. That's why I don't have uni friends.
Don't worry, dude. I
No.
I was like forced to because I have no friends.
Yeah. No, when I was in foundation school, I did make friends, but then when I actually got into like
Mm.
uni,
Mm.
uh, none.
Oh,
I
dude.
haven't made a single friend.
My first semester was shit. I was eating in the car. I was really depressed. I didn't know where to go. I didn't have close friends, and because of the final exam, the national exam, I missed out on orientation. So when every international student got to know each other, had each other's socials, and are hanging out together, I was like all alone. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how the work in hell I survived uni, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, our other friend introduced us into like an organization
Yeah.
that I met a lot more people now, and I'm
Mhm.
more comfortable talking with strangers now than I've been before. That's why we started the Discord session in our podcast, I would say.
Okay, it was a
Yeah.
hit. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect even a single person to come in. I was like, I was telling Vin, dude, if 15 minutes in there's no one, let's just end this and then I go take a nap. And then people kept coming in and out, even though it wasn't like hundreds or anything. It was just like a good few people, but we had so many different perspectives, listening to their stories. It was really nice.
Yeah, we should do that again.
Yeah, honestly, if you're down, I would totally be down for like every Sunday we do a good Discord session if you're free. Like just
Yeah.
open Discord, open channel, and then yeah.
Yeah. We can do that.
Mm.
Oh, we're at our like 30-minute mark.
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you want to say, like at the end of the episode, like towards your new friends, your old friends, your giving advice to young people? I don't know.
To old friends and new friends, I thank you for coming into my life. Even if we had a bad experience, you guys made me who I am today. And me being very egotistic right now, I'm very happy about who I am. I'm in a good place. Self-love. So yeah, I don't regret having you guys in my life, whether it's a short period of time or a long period of time. And to other people, please make sure you don't do like what we did, speculate and imagine these people. And actually try to get to know the person first before like saying that, oh, we're not going to be friends.
Yeah. I would say to like my high school friends, our high school friends, basically anyone who used to know us, like reach out, I guess, if you really want to talk. Okay, I have this idea in my head that nobody wants to talk to me anymore, so prove me wrong, I guess. Or prove me right, either. I don't mind. But yeah, and to younger people who's struggling with their friendship, like don't limit each other nor like put each other inside a box. Like
Mm-hmm.
just be friends. I feel like I got a lot of miscommunication back in high school as well with my friends. So please be open minded and try to communicate as much as possible. Friendship is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll see you next week,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to us. If you want to help support us, please follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Uh, little side note, and if you want to, please email us. It's littlesidenote@gmail.com. Go check out our YouTube, Little Side Note, as well, the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As always, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.